Hey friends, Michaela here, joining you from my cozy corner because I've just been sitting here relaxing after a morning of teaching, having a snack, and the experience that I just had with this delightful snack connected so clearly to the class that I just taught in a weird way that I wanted to just jump on here, share this delightful moment with you, and invite you into some of the practices that we were working with in class today. My name is Michaela. If you have not joined me here before, if this is your first video, welcome. Uh, Here on this channel, we learn the system of Reiki to live lives that are rooted, spacious, connected, and that provision us for the journey home to ourselves. And sometimes I just curl up in the corner and chat with you about random things going on in the day that feel valuable to share. So the snack is just the simple slice of sourdough bread. My neighbor just dropped it off. It is piping hot from the oven, was just baked. And y'all, if you've never had sourdough bread just like straight from the oven, it is truly a different animal. It's like eating a strawberry right off the vine rather than a strawberry that's been sitting in the grocery store refrigerator for a week. Um, and I just took this first bite of this amazing bread and it was so delicious. Like, when you just eat something that's so delicious, you just have to like stop everything and just like be with it for a moment. And I immediately was just flooded with this rush of gratitude for the snack, for the experience I was having, for my neighbor who baked it, for the relationship she and I have where I trade her eggs for my chickens and she trades me bread from her oven because I have never mastered the art of making bread at all. So I get to experience it through barter with my community. And I just kind of had this like cascade of gratitudes that happened from this simple bite of my delicious snack and the feeling of gratitude and the feeling of connection to not only this nourishment, but to the person who made it, to the network of community that allowed us to be in this exchange. It was this cascade of gratitudes, things connected to each other, all of which brought a new layer of gratitude. And gratitude is the emotion, the human emotion that has been the most researched. There's the most scientific research on the experience of gratitude than any other emotion. And so we know a fair amount about it. For example, we know that when we feel a sensation of gratitude, real gratitude, even if it's for something tiny like a piece of bread, it causes a cascade of physiological responses that kind of triggers the wellness mechanisms in our brain. And so the release of serotonin and dopamine, this hormones that allow us to feel a sense of well-being, a sense of connection. And the way in which that allows us to be more generous, feel more connected to the people around us, feel more compassion, and to release our focus on things like fear, on upset, on things that might be pulling us into the direction of suffering. There's a lot more we could say about gratitude, but that is enough for this particular moment. The class that I was teaching, it's on the Book of Joy, and it walks through the 8 pillars of joy and the 8 obstacles to joy. And we are on the sixth of these pairs today, and the sixth pillar of joy is gratitude. And so we got to really dive into it. It was a really lovely class. And we ended the class looking at a pretty comprehensive list of gratitude practices that I've developed over the years. I used to teach a lot about gratitude just independently. And so I have this pretty comprehensive list of different types of gratitude practices and the ways in which they can be employed in different aspects of our life to, give us that sense of well-being, that sense of connection, and ultimately be on the pathway to a joyful life. Because I just finished this class and had this list of gratitude practices on my mind, I went ahead and just spontaneously chose one of them, which is to reach out to somebody and let them know that you're grateful for them. And so I just messaged my neighbor and was like, "Hey, I'm grateful we have this exchange. I'm grateful for your skill baking bread. Appreciate you. Appreciate our community." And she wrote back a similarly heartful message about appreciating it as well. So we just kind of got to have this exchange that's beyond the transaction that we usually are in. Usually our messages are like, "Hey, I've got bread ready," or "I've got eggs for you." But this allowed us to have a relational exchange that went beyond the transaction, and that felt really good. So Oftentimes it's these really small moments that add up to our sense of well-being, our sense of joy, our sense of living a good life. And they can take cultivating, they can take intention. So I just want to invite you into those practices. They are absolutely intermingled with the practice of Reiki because the system of Reiki allows more space inside of ourselves, the ability to focus our attention on things like gratitude, not be so easily pulled into the direction of fear, of anger, of envy, of suffering, but to really choose a conscious focus on something like gratitude that helps us to maintain that sense of stability and that sense of well being and that sense of connection to other people, which is very important. And as I discovered, it doesn't take much to set us into that cascade of gratitude. It can be as simple as a delicious bite of bread that allows us to reflect on the many points in our life that are connected and in service of our well being. So, in the description of this video down below, I'm going to copy that list and I'm just going to invite you to pick one or more of those gratitude practices. Pick one maybe that you've never worked with before, or something that maybe even feels a little bit edgy, or that just feels sweet to you in any way. I invite you to engage with it at least one time this week, more if it feels good to you to do that. And I'd love for you to just share how that impacted you. What do you notice when you engage in these intentional gratitude practices? Um, if you chose to apply that practice to something that's challenging you, let us know how that impacted that challenge. And if you know of any gratitude practices that aren't on the list, please do add them in the comments because I would love to expand this list as much as possible. And something else I'm very grateful for, my little kitten Luna just jumped up in my lap. So I think that'll be my cue to close this video, send you on your way with this invitation to intentionally practice gratitude today and finish my snack. Thanks for joining me for a few minutes of your day. Appreciate you. Till next time. Love you. Bye.